guitar champion, Justin Hombach here, back from my practice cave. And today is the day we're going to take a look at the third and the final part of Shattered Fortress. The big solo from John Petrucci. In this solo we are facing some really crazy bending stuff, some really crazy phrasing, but also organ picking and interesting melodies, interesting lines, and it's going to be a hell of a fun. Really, I'm really excited to teach this to you guys. So, but first I'm going to play this part slow, and then we are jumping right into the lesson. The tabs for you are provided in the description box as a link where you can download the PDF file, and with that, see you at the lesson, right? So in the last part of this solo we have a different riff where Petrucci is playing the solo underneath. We don't have the chord progression from the first two parts anymore, the F minor, G major, F sharp major, F minor. Now we have some sort of mix between C Dorian and C Aeolian riffing. Oops. Something like that. And here we have a mashup between Aeolian and Dorian because Petrucci is first playing the major 6. Here we have it. The A is the major 6. Then he's playing a diminished chord on the major 6, and a bit nerd talk when you're going to the root, and then you play a minor third underneath that root, which is a major 6 up the root. It's called complementary intervals, and you play a diminished chord on that major 6, then you imply the Dorian sound. If you want to know more about this, I highly recommend you to check out my Secret Chord of Marty Friedman video here on YouTube, or on Facebook, or on YouTube, or wherever you're watching this. After he's playing the major 6, he's straight going to the minor 6. The A flat, and he's outlining some sort of A flat arpeggio. In the second part of this riff, where we repeat it, in the end he's also outlining, or he's playing a G major chord, which implies the dominant to get a bit more of tension, to resolve it and to end this solo in a really big and epic way. Okay, now let's check out the solo. The last part of the solo starts with more kind of bluesy, kind of phrasing, melody playing. Here we are playing the root, 13th fret, 15th fret on the A string, then the minor third, 13th fret on the D string, and the major 6, 14th fret on the G string. And Petrucci is doing on the 13th fret of the D string some sort of squeezy, slimy kind of long bend before he's resolving into the major 6. After that comes this phrase. Here we are having this kind of pentatonic bluesy phrasing with the flat 5 in it, starting on the root, 8th fret on the E string, 6th fret on the A string, and then this hammer on a pull-off action between the 8th fret, A string, 9, 8, 6, 8. going back to the 6th fret and resolving into the 10th fret of the D string. The root. Oh, I love this phrase. It's so. Oh yeah. Okay, now after this phrase comes now the following line. A really typical bluesy kind of Petrucci line. We are starting with a hammer on from the 8th fret to the 10th fret. Going to the 8th fret on the G string, the minor third. And then we are doing this bending and release from the 10th fret into the 11th fret, so from the 5th the 4th into the flat 5, back into the 4, pulling back into the minor third, and then doing this bending to the major third. After that we are playing 10th fret on the A string, 8th fret on the D string, hammer onto the 10th fret, 8th fret G string, and going back to the root 10th fret D string. After that comes this melodic bending. We are bending from the 7th to the root with this bend, little release, and then finally going back to our root note with a vibrato on it. Then from the root we are bending to the 2nd. And from the minor 2nd we are bending to the minor 3rd. So we're having. Now we are going to outline the C minor chord in a more jazzy way. We are doing some chromatic approach from our 3rd, the minor 3rd, to the 5th. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Pulling back to the 3rd, playing the root, 13 on the B string, and the 5th, 12 on the G string. Then we are going to the minor 6th, pulling to the 3rd, the 5th, 3rd. And now it's time for some rhythmical sweep action. Here we are outlining an F minor chord, and he's starting on the 5th of the F minor. He's pulling to the 3rd, root, 5th again, 18th fret, 20th fret, 16, 18, 17. Then a little pause, and it's like a 60-note pause in between. Then we're going to the next inversion. We are starting on the 3rd now, 16th fret E string, pulling to the 13th fret E string, then 13G, 13B, 13G, 15D. Doing again another little short break. And then we're going to the next inversion, but playing it in the same box. We are starting on the 18th fret on the B string, pulling to the 13th fret B string, 13G, 15D, 15A. And all together we are having. And after that we are playing 13D, 12D, 13D, 15A. And with that 15 on the A string we are starting the next phrase, which is the same phrase like in the beginning, but with the major 6 is now played an octave below. And then comes this big 60-note triplet speed picking run, starting on the 15th fret E string and going to the 22nd fret on the high E string. And bending this D to the E flat. And now comes a part which is a bit improvised, a bit jammed, and it's not so easy to transcribe this part. But I think the main sense of this part, or the main meaning of the part, is following. Playing with hammer and pull-off triplets, starting on the minor 6, ending on the 4th. I show you what I mean. I have to say, at the teacher's point, it's not that good to say, no, this is kind of a jammy, mashed up, improvised sort of part. But I will show you what I think is the meaning of the part. We are starting on the minor 6 on the B string. This is a 21st fret. Playing the major 7 root, making a little pull-off, hammer-on pull-off from the major 7 back to the root and back to the major 7. Sliding to the 15th fret on the E string, the 5th. Here we're doing hammer-on and pull-off action on the 15th and 16th fret, so the 5th and the minor 6. Going to the 4th. Going back to the 5th. 4th, minor 3rd. Hammer-on and pull-off between 2nd and minor 3rd. Root, 2nd, root. Hammer-on and pull-off between major 7 and root. Minor 6, 5th, 4th. And after that comes the following cool arpeggio, which is this one. I love this section. It sounds really awesome, really great, especially with the harmonic minor kind of run that we have in the bar before, and now we are having this more Dorian major 6 kind of sound, and we are creating this by playing a C minor arpeggio, adding the major 6. We are starting on the root, hammering to the minor 3rd, the 5th, and then we are playing 10th fret on the B string, which is the major 6. We are hammering on the root again, sliding to the minor 3rd, pulling back to the root, playing again the major 6, but this time with our middle finger on the 14th fret from the G string. Playing the minor 3rd again, but this time same fret, but this with same fret, but this time with our index finger. I'm playing the root on the 15th fret from the A string. And now we are having our big and final epic ending, which is a string skipping section. I'm going to show you that slow. We are outlining an A flat major arpeggio starting on the 3rd, pulling to the root, making a string skip on the D string, where we are playing the 5th, then the 4th, and back to our 3rd, making an octave jump, an octave string skip jump to the 3rd on the B string, sliding to the 5th, 16th fret on the B string, doing a chromatic run from the major 6 to the 5th, sliding from our 16th fret on the B string to the 20th fret on the B string, and here we are outlining a G major chord, the dominant of the C, our root. Playing the 15th fret and the 17th fret on the D string, making the octave jump to the 20th fret on the B string, playing the same note on the 15th fret on the E string, making hammer on the pull off between the 15th fret and the 19th fret, the root and the 3rd, playing the 4th and the 3rd, 17th fret and 16th fret on the G string, doing an octave jump, sliding to the 5th, and here we are outlining a G7 arpeggio, starting on the 5th, going to the 3rd, root, major 7, 5th, 3rd, making a string skip to the B string, playing the 7th, root, and resolving into the C, 17th fret on the G string. This was Shattered Fortress. the big and epic solo by John Petrucci Dream Theater. And isn't that cool? Isn't that awesome to learn a Petrucci solo note for note and get all those kinds of ideas and how he thinks over some certain parts and some certain chords and how he's doing that and this and so on, and to incorporate into your own playing? This is pretty cool, right? So it was a lot of fun to make these videos and the tutorials, and I hope you'll have fun too while watching the video and learn something. If you have learned something and if you like the video, then leave a like, leave a thumb up, share, subscribe, and whatever. Follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, and if you have some questions about something, always feel free to ask me. I'm trying to answer those questions as good as I can. And with that said, next month we are going to face another really cool epic shred solo from a really awesome guitar player. I'm really excited to do this. I'm really looking forward to do this, and I hope I'm going to see you there too. And with that said, have fun practicing. Bye.